how can I share this with people? So putting that into a system, into a framework, and then remarkable speaking was really the end goal. Be a remarkable speaker. This is it. Because remarkable is such a fantastic word. It's such an expressive way to be. Excellent, yes. Fantastic, yes. But remarkable is used in such a different way. I felt it was a great end result for people, an aspiration, a place to be. Be the speaker you want to hear.
It's a beautiful name. I love that because it really calls to action. It's really good. Well, let's do this. I know you've told us a lot of stories, but somebody wants to know success stories from someone you coached.
Oh.
I know you got many of them.
I have plenty of them. I'll take one that I just worked with today, this morning. My client was not prepared for a meeting. And it turned out that they were to have, she was told it was going to be a meeting at in a conference room, totally unprepared for it. But then they switched it on top of it to a car. They had to travel from point A to point B. So now this meeting went from, talk about, unexpected situations, to a car. You're sitting in a vehicle and there's all kinds of other ambient sounds and things going on. And while she was walking from the conference room to the car, she thought to herself, the framework, what do I want this person to know? What's an example? And why is it of value that I'm bringing this up? And by the time she got to that moment, and the example being her story, here's what I want you to know, for example, was her story. Within less than a minute's time, it totally changed the whole dynamic and set the tone for this car ride.
And that to me is the stamp of approval for a coach, when you can coach them when you're not there.
And that's exactly what the book is about. I want you to have this tool that you can use, because I'm not going to be there when you're in the conference room. I'm not going to be there when you're having a difficult conversation with a partner or a loved one. I'm not going to be there when you're afraid to order a coffee or afraid to raise your hand in front of, an all hands meeting. And I give you the tools in the book. It's my gift to humanity. Because if we could all communicate the way we feel, and we can all have compassion about that and have this conversation of, I'm sharing information, please share your information. Now we have a dialogue to build on. And it's de-escalating, it's deflating, it's getting rid of your anxieties. It's just putting everybody on the same ground, because more than likely, most people are rooting for you in that conference room or that stage. They want you to succeed, just like I do. But our inner dialogue could fight that.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite questions. You've answered it, but you're going to probably answer there. What techniques do you use to build confidence in speakers? Because I talk to a lot of people that are afraid to speak, even at networking. They're afraid to do their elevator pitch.
Well, one of the key things is, before you have a talk, get to know the people in the room. So, for example, before your speech starts, walk around the room and just ask some people, what brings you here today? What part of the business are you engaged in? And by asking a couple of questions, you build a familiarity. And by the time you get to that podium where you have to give your presentation, you know some people in the room. You know who you're speaking to. You have some ideas, and there's a familiarity. And a great way to practice that in real life is go into a grocery store and turn to somebody next to you and look in their cart and ask them about something in their cart. Hey, are those chocolate chip cookies as good as I hear they are? I've never bought them before. Just a random person, random conversation. That's a great way to start a conversation out of nowhere. And before you know it, you'll maybe have learned to have a great cookie, and you've met a friend along the way.
That's a really cool practice. My practice, I tell people, which is tied to this, look at people's name tags and use their name all the time.
Yeah.
Grocery clerk. Hey, Tony, thank you for packing. Tony, have a great day. Instead of have a great day. It's cool when you say somebody's name. It's all about what you're talking about, seed. So let's take that scenario you just talked about, because I know people are thinking this. When does a person gets angry with me and they snip back at me? What do I do then?
Give me a little more context. Do Just out of nowhere. Where is this?
No, so the grocery. We use the grocery. I lean over and go, man, those Chip Ahoy's, I've heard they're good. My wife talks about, are they really that good? I go, hey, dude, it's none of your business. Why are you asking me that? Now, it's not going to happen a lot, but it does happen when somebody has a bad, whatever scenario. How do we handle that situation?
And it goes back to the nose. We can't control how people are going to respond. We can't control if they're going to think you're a cool or interesting person. And do the polite thing. Terribly sorry. But that's a reason to apologize and step off. But at least you made the attempt to speak. And somebody told you how they felt, and you respond in kind. No worries, friend. I get it. More than not, as you said, people will be thrilled you acknowledge them, but it's impossible. It's impossible to prepare any presentation, any talk, send an email, and know how somebody's going to respond in that moment. So that's the way you have to be prepared to take that in. This was not the right moment. And sometimes when you're speaking, you can actually read the room with people. And maybe you look at the person and you think maybe that's not the right person without judgment. It's not a judgment. It's just a sense of feeling this could work or not. But that's part of life too. It happens.
Well, we're coming to the end here. You've been an absolute incredible guest. I've done 200 of these TV shows, and I can only think of one other guy. I think John Mitchell, who I introduced you to, you both were so, you care about people and it shows. And that's when we do business, if we're doing that, all the money we make is so worthwhile. It's like Christmas in the morning because you're giving gifts back and forth. How can people reach you? I'm going to pull the book up again. What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn. I have a YouTube channel. You can look up Remarkable Speaking. Coach Shelley is there with lots of videos. And the book is book at remarkablespeaking.com. It's on Amazon, and you can Google it in many different places. That's a great way to find me.
Yeah, it's huge. So let's end. We did this on the podcast, but we're going to change the end question here. So I've just reserved a Learjet for you. Two things. You get 4 seats. I'll be the co-pilot, so I get to be there. But you've got 3 empty chairs. Who are you going to fly with, whether they're alive or not, dead or alive, to sit and talk to for a few hours or many hours? And what is your destination for the Learjet? You could go anywhere in the world. Where would you want to go with these people?
We save this for the end. I'm going to need more time to think about it. But
you got 30 seconds, but no pressure. No, I'm kidding.
There's a short story in the book where I talk about my ballet teacher who had signed a book for me as a 5-year-old dancer, telling me, I was very creative and I was going to be an amazing dancer. She has since passed away. I would love to have her back and ask her, what did she see? How did she know? That would be one very interesting conversation. This is really difficult. When I think of people, there's somebody that works for an organization that basically ghosted me and didn't respond to any of my calls after being deeply curious about working with me. I would love to have a conversation to learn why. And it could be anything, and I'm fine with it. It could still be a no, but I would just want to know why. What didn't connect when others have connected? I always am looking to learn. And I would love to have Jose Andres on the plane because I love to cook. And he is so, he eats, breathes, and lives. He lives to eat. He doesn't eat to live. And he is the embodiment of food. And I just love his whole expression. I mean, I've seen him on a cooking show talk for 20 minutes about a tomato, and I was fascinated by every second. So I would love to learn more about him and that journey and apply it to other areas of my life. And where we would go, I'd love to go to the Amazon and explore things about nature, be curious about what's there that I don't know and haven't seen.
Animals like crazy, the beautiful animals. Oh, What a trip. Well, Shelley, thanks again for taking the time, serving my audience. I knew you would. We're going to bring her back in a few months because a lot more we can talk about.
Oh,
But with that being said, thank you for watching. Reach out to her, get the book. I've read it. I'll read it again and again. We'll see you next Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Together We Serve TV show. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. See you, everybody.
great news. The conversation continues. When you subscribe, like, and ring the bell, you'll know when a new episode has released. As always, speak remarkably.